Losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change quickly. Once we lose.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, losing is what got us here. The Nets losing is what got us here. The
And I'm
Nets.
happy to be here, Sim.
Yeah. This is a nice one. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how bad the Nets are. It's always nice to beat the Nets, no matter what, and do a losers lounge.
Is this the first? I think this is the first Nets losers lounge.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So welcome.
I didn't know that. Welcome. Yeah, welcome. Welcome to the first Nets losers lounge. Where's all the Nets fans at? Where's
They'll,
all the Nets fans at?
they'll probably peek in overnight.
Right. Yeah. No doubt about it. Al said, in light of tonight's game, going 1-4 on the road and the Ben injury update, now's a good time to look into trades. There's a lot of Nets fans that want to trade their entire team. Some of them want to trade Mikal Bridges. I'll tell you what, trade Mikal to the Knicks. You know what I mean? Trade Mikal to the Knicks. But I don't know what the Ben Simmons injury update is, but we know what Mitchell Robinson's injury update is. Anybody from the Nets that you wouldn't mind playing for the Knicks to back up Isaiah Hartenstein and to continue to let Taj be an insurance policy?
I mean, they only got two big men. I think they're kind of thin at the position. So, I mean, the first question is, are they even willing to give up any of their bigs?
Right. That's true.
But the backup big that came off the bench tonight, I think he was pretty effective.
Young
guy, right?
Yep, 9.8 rebounds tonight. Yeah.
So I mean, he'd be a nice young welcome addition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about Harry Giles, whatever his name is? I remember, for a minute he had a little buzz about him.
He was on my radar coming into the season.
Mm-hmm.
For that backup 4/5 spot. I think he's a talented young. I mean, he came into the league as a highly touted player, but never kind of panned out.
Right.
Multiple injuries. I mean, I guess that would be the only concern is
we don't need no more injuries.
Yeah, he's more of an insurance policy guy than he is come fill in and play this full-time role.
Yeah. We don't need any more injury guys, man. We need some big guys that's gonna be healthy. That's gonna be healthy. You know what I mean? We don't want any more guys that's gonna be injury prone. We don't need any more.
Manchild, he said Kenny Lofton Jr. is available.
Yes.
I know he did. He did just get waived.
Yep.
I don't know if he's ready for a full-time role as well, but he's another guy that I thought would fit the bill as a insurance policy guy.
Yeah. The only problem,
undersized.
Yeah, the size of him. I think listen, he's got a great basketball IQ, but he's so small for that. Not so small. Let me not say it like that, but now you're bringing in another 6'8" power forward, basically.
I don't know where he played, but he definitely gives Villanova vibes.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Forgot where he played. 6'7". 6'7". He played for Louisiana Tech.
And just another one here. Kevin Went. He said, "Sim, we need beef stew, Isaiah Stewart, to add toughness." What are your thoughts on
I like Isaiah Stewart. He's from Buffalo, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think he's from Buffalo. I like that guy. And he said he wanted to be Patrick Ewing when he was young. Or like, that was a guy he looked up to or something like that. I wouldn't mind trading for Isaiah Stewart. I mean,
Might take
Lakers have lost 24 in a row. Come on.
he
You look
might
at anybody over there.
he might take the crown from Randall as far as the most likely to lose it at any moment.
He
But
might,
we talked about needing an enforcer as well, and
right?
taking that job from Randall, I think that's taking a big burden off of his shoulders.
Yeah. I mean, but he's also an undersized guy.
True that. Fair enough.
Right? He's 6'8", 250 pounds.
But yeah,
And
you're gonna do your show on the options. Keep naming them. You know what I mean? I'll just highlight them for you, Sim.
you know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's the thing. Do we want to downsize? I mean, because Taj is what, 6'10"? How tall is Taj?
About
6'10",
10.
right? Do we want to downsize or do we want to try to bring someone in that has, you know, get 6'10", 6'11"?
The problem is
We're already playing undersized.
the problem is those guys have value. So who you really it, you're gonna have to now give up. Start talking about giving up pieces to do it. That Jalen Smith kid from the guy said we should have gotten the Obi trade. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I wouldn't mind him. 6'11", big man, could defend, could shoot the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Uh, we'll see.
But the
Nets.
Nets don't got him. I'll tell you that. The
Right.
Nets don't got who we need.
Okay. All right. NBA Truth said, to be fair, we've been playing shorthanded all season. They all look gassed. Just need to get healthy and reset. Everybody's been playing hurt and undermanned and all that kind of stuff. The Nets they're just a 500 ball club.
I
Even when
was
they're healthy, I think they're a 500 ball club.
I was actually just gonna ask you that because are you saying that based off of what you've seen from them this season? Would that have been your projection coming into the year? Did you think
Yeah,
they were
I thought there was just a 500 ball club coming into the season. You know, they're 13 and 14 now. It's still basically a 500 ball club. They could go on a 2-game win streak and be 15 and 14. I think they're just straight up a 500 ball club, and that's what they're going to be. And that might be good enough to get them into the play-in. I don't think that's going to be good enough to get them to a 6 seed, but I think they can. I still think they could be a play-in team. Right now they are a full game above the Atlanta Hawks. They're 13 and 14. The Hawks are 12 and 15. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I see them staying right there around that 9th and 10th seed.
Yeah, it's so crazy because people talked about the importance of the wing position, and
Mhm.
then you look at the Nets team, and they're pretty much constructed of pretty good wing talent. You know what I mean? Like their whole team, but that's all they have is wing talent. Um, I do think it's time for them to start making moves and looking to it's like the Knicks a couple years ago with all the power forwards. You know what I mean? Like I think they could disperse a couple of those pieces and bring back a good return and make it a better constructed team.
Right. Yeah, they're probably good. They're small. They're small too. They're small. And Nets fans, they're just not happy. They want to trade Mikal Bridges. I wonder if Memphis is still offering those 4 first-round picks for Bridges.
I tell you what, 4 is out of my price range.
I mean, what's Bridges doing this year? He's still giving you 20, 21 points per game, right?
Hmm.
Still a defender. Still a defender, giving you 21.7 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3.7 assists.
You think 4 is too much?
4? Oh no. I mean, if
2
you
and
could,
2, two of our own, two of the ones that aren't ours.
I would do that.
Now,
2 of
now we
ours.
talking. Now we
Yeah, yeah,
talking.
yeah, yeah. 2 of ours and 2 of somebody else's. Of course, I would do that.
Because I heard they said unprotected. You know what I mean, for unprotected. So I don't know that. I think that asking price is crazy.
For unprotected. Yeah,
Even though he fits like a glove.
he would. He would fit. He would fit. And then now you got those 4 Villanova guys. You know what I mean? He would
Now we
definitely.
got now we got to adjust the big, and we
Right.
good.
And Bridges makes 21.7 this year,
Mm.
23.3 next year, and 24.9 and 24, 25.
Yeah,
25.
at that number, I give up the 4. I give
Yeah.
up the 4 picks at that number.
Yeah. And he's his contract finishes at the same time, when that same Randall and Brunson, they can opt out 24, 25. His contract finishes 25, 26.
But yeah, that number, man, 21 per year.
Yeah. Well, it goes
What
up.
it goes up to?
It goes up.
25?
Yeah, basically.
Shit.
Yeah, it goes up to 24.9 and 25, 26. It's good
Yeah,
con
at that number, I'd give up the 4 picks. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a good contract. You know what I mean? It's a good contract. Ladies and
But
gentlemen, make sure you support the channel. Support the channel. For those who are just joining us and maybe don't know, our channel, NBK's been demonetized. So you can definitely support us. You can use Cash App, $ nothing but Knicks, or PayPal at paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. We definitely appreciate your support, ladies and gentlemen. My bad, Tony. Go ahead.
no, I was just saying the fact that his contract is only at 21 million. I give up the 4 picks because I know the player value that I'm giving up is easy to match. You know what I mean? So I'm not even giving up more than one person that I truly value. You know what I'm saying? As far as like obviously Fournier, and then you could pick the young guy. You know what I mean? That make the money work. And I do that, and I think we still have enough to go for the next move.
Mm. So
I wasn't that high on
still gotta
Mikal
move,
because I
still
didn't
gotta
know
move
he
the
made
money.
that little. Huh?
So you say Fournier is moving the money. I guess you if you move Fournier, you're clearing the books for them too.
Yeah.
But why would they? But I don't see them wanting to move Bridges though. The
No,
Nets.
no, 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 no. But that's what I'm saying. If it's the picks that's gonna get it done,
Mhm.
and the you don't have to really dip into your player asset, then I think 4 picks is a fair asking price.
Okay.
I you know what I'm saying? Because any other trade that you're talking about is gonna cost you the picks plus the player of value
Mhm.
or players of value.
Let me ask you this: how much do you think he wants to play for the Knicks, knowing
Oh,
that Dante and Josh and Ryan are there?
I think if it wasn't for him being such a great character guy, he would let it be known.
Yeah,
He would 100% let it be known. I wouldn't be surprised if quietly
he's
he lets it
told.
be known.
Yeah, or he may have already told Brunson and Hartenstein like, yeah, I'm trying to come over there and rock
Yeah.
with y'all. You know what I'm saying? He might already let that know. You know? Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Julu says you'll have to give up players and picks for Mikal. Right? Would you give up RJ for Bridges? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not
but
going for
RJ makes so much that they
gotta
they
bring
have to
somebody back.
add to what we're getting.
Right. Right. They got it. Yeah, right. You got to bring somebody back.
So that's the way
Money.
I'm looking at it. His price point is at a number that
Well, actually, this year, you'd be able to do it.
straight up. I mean,
You might be able to do it straight up because RJ makes 23.8 this year.
okay, so yeah, you can do it straight up.
Right. So you should be able to do it straight up. Mikal makes 21.7.
Now, are you saying RJ and 4? No.
No, definitely not that. Definitely not that.
RJ and 3?
Is he that much
I
better?
do it. I do RJ and 3 because we still got 4 in the 4
Okay.
that we could use moving forward.
Okay. And he's 27 years old. He's 27 years old. I thought he was like 25. He's 27. So he's right there with the 8. Brunson is what, 26? Randall's 29. Yeah. I don't think the Knicks do it, but
The Nets do it.
the Nets do it. I think the Nets do it. You get a younger player. I think the
Wait,
Nets do it.
you think the Nets
Yeah,
do it
man.
and you don't think the Knicks do it?
I think the Knicks are maybe. I don't. I don't know if the Knicks do it. I think. I think that they are betting on RJ because he's what, 22. I don't know if the Nets. I don't know if the Knicks do it. I think the Nets do it though, because RJ's 22 and Mikal's 27.
Mm.
Right. So now you got 5 years to try to say, if you're the Nets, you got 5 years to say, okay, let's see how he grows. I mean, because he's okay. So being the second guy or the first or second guy on their team, he's averaging 21 a game. And RJ being the third guy on the Knicks is averaging what?
18 right now, I think. It might be a little lower than that. I think.
Yeah, 18.5. You know what I'm saying? You put him on the Nets, he might be averaging 21, 22, 23 points a game because now he becomes, the first or second option on that team. And he may be giving you, I don't know.
No, I agree with you. If the Nets agreed, that is why. But I
Mhm.
think you gotta sell people. You gotta sell people on that. Like I don't think everybody over there, you know what I mean, uh, 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 um, agrees. Now, I don't know. I think the Knicks would do it.
I
I
don't know.
think that's
I don't know. I just kind of feel like, I feel like they believe in RJ a little bit.
even though you're right about the role reversals of what RJ would be over there and what this is still technically Bridges' first time in that role,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that he wouldn't be in that role here changes things. You know what I mean? So actually, the same things we've been saying about RJ about what am I trying to say? Like Mikal's an efficient shooter. The shots he'll get here on this team are going to be open shots, less responsibility. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's almost like
Right.
his role in Phoenix, but with more usage.
Right. Right. And I feel like RJ over there, they would look at RJ and say, he's 22. We can groom this guy to, like, in 3 years, Bridges is gonna be, what I'm saying, on the way down the hill probably. In 3 years, RJ is gonna be not even reaching his prime yet. You know, I think they would look at that and say, yeah, I think they would look at that and want to do it.
You say the Knicks are saying we not doing it. We
I
keep
think
it RJ
I
because
think
of his future.
yeah, I think both teams would be coveting RJ because if they was in discussion, I think both teams would be coveting RJ because he's 22 and still has time to get better and keep growing and doing things. And Mikal is, while he's getting better, I mean, Mikal is next year he's going to be entering his peak. He might be at his peak now. You know what I mean? That's,
Wow.
you know,
So let me just make this clear though. You would do the trade. You just don't think the Knicks would.
I think I would
Or,
because
or
I think he fits the team better. I still don't think he makes you a I don't think he makes you a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. I think you still gotta add to it. I think he's a better defender than RJ,
and more efficient scorer.
right? More efficient scorer. So I think he does fit better than RJ fits. I just don't know if the Knicks are banking on RJ and his development and looking at the fact that he's 5 years younger and you
Mhm.
have more time with RJ than you have with Mikal. And you
Yeah.
have a bigger window with RJ than you have with Mikal.
Nah, I get your
You
points.
know?
Like I get your points.
And so
100%. I
you know,
just
you know,
well shoot. I mean, I didn't know that Macau was only making 21 million going up to 25.
yeah.
I don't know why I ignored that. Maybe I was just stuck in thinking the Nets will never trade him to us.
DJ Shuttle said, "When does the prime start?" I mean, if you look at a player's age, their prime starts at like 27, 28 years
27, yeah.
old.
Yeah.
That's when like they're the prime player, not at 22. I don't think a player is in their prime at 22.
No,
Oh, he
I
turns
think like you
24 in June. I thought he was 22. He turns 24 in June.
Macau?
No, he said RJ turns 24 in June, so he's 23. Okay, yeah, he turns 24 in June. Still, you still got 4 years until he reaches his prime. Where Mikal is like at that point now, in my opinion. 27, give him another year. 28, that's when he reaches, that's when they say a player 28 to 32, right? It's like their prime years.
You know what though?
Right there.
I
RJ,
don't know. I don't know. This is what I'm gonna say though, right? And this is if I'm in the Knicks organization and someone is pushing back like, nah, we don't want to move RJ. One of the things that I'm telling them is a couple things that I'm telling them is this: look at the game, the way these two players that we're referring to play the game, right?
Mhm.
So when you're talking about decline in skill set, age is not going to be a factor in Mikal's decline. If if anything, yeah, I don't even think it would be a factor in his decline defensively. Um, like even that is going to take longer. You know what I'm saying, because of the way he plays and what he does. Um, RJ on the other hand,
I don't think age is gonna play a factor in his because he don't play fast now
no,
or jump.
no, he doesn't. But he's gonna have to improve in certain areas to be a good player. Um, and basically the IQ is gonna offset. You know what I mean? Like when we talking about the prime, it's that IQ meeting the skill
Mhm.
set. Um, his skill set has a longer increase to reach. You know what I mean? Like they're so far apart right now. It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
Let me say
it's
that
very far. I
it's
think,
really hard to tell because they're so far apart right now.
yeah,
Where I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, I think,
Yeah, it's a close call. It's a close
it is.
call.
Shuttle said prime starts the X number of years, not the age. I disagree with that. I don't think your prime starts the X number of years in the league. You know what I'm saying? Because and the reason why I don't think that is because there's a certain point when you stop getting faster and you
Mhm.
stop getting stronger. And that's normally related to your age, not the number of years that you're in the league. And so when I look at prime, I look at when are you at your top physical
Physical
form
peak.
and it's
Uh,
meeting the basketball IQ. You know what I'm saying? So how can you be in your top physical form, speed, power, and all of that if your body hasn't matured to that yet? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I
Look,
look at your prime years starting at 28 because you've kind of matured to your physical speed, your physical power, and now your IQ and your prime speed and strength meet, and you're at your prime as a basketball player. Now you got some players who, in my opinion, like a LeBron,
Mhm.
who because once your physical skills begin to go downhill, your IQ is going to keep going up. And some people have such a high physical, like their skills are so strong that 75% of them is better than 100% of a lot of players like LeBron, like Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Can I add
you know,
some um just to double down on your point? A guy like LeBron, whose basketball IQ was through the roof at 18,
right,
that makes his prime years longer than the normal person. You know what I
right,
mean? Because
right.
he's not at his physical peak, but his IQ is well above, let's say, a 10-year vet, right?
Hmm.
Like well above that. So as his physical peak keeps increasing, his IQ is still going up. So it hasn't even reached the
Hasn't even
ceiling yet.
reached, right?
You know what I
Hasn't
mean?
even reached
And
yet.
then
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it-
You know what I
it's
mean?
crazy. I agree
Right.
with you basically.
Yeah.
Like it's really about basketball IQ, the knowledge and your physical gifts meeting at that point. And then
At
it's,
the pinnacle.
some
Yeah.
people's primes last 2 years
Yep.
because they reach and then there's a fall
Yeah,
off.
there's a fall off in physical
You know what I
ability.
mean? But
Right.
some people's peaks are like 5 years. Like some people like LeBron's peaks seem to be 10, 20 years. You know what I mean? Like
You know what I mean?
and
But
it's based off of those two
yeah.
things.
You know what I mean? He said, "Do y'all see the physical peak in the future for RJ?" I mean, I think he's still gonna get faster. I think he's still gonna get stronger. You know what I'm saying? I think I do. I think he's still gonna get faster and stronger. How much? I don't know. But I mean, listen, everyone said the same thing about Julius, that when he that
He
all
peaked
NBA
already.
season, that was his peak. That was that was it. That was who he was. He wasn't gonna get any better, right? He continues to work and try to get better. He's probably not going to get faster. He could get stronger. He's probably not going to get faster, but right now Julius Randle's in his peak, right? He's like in. I don't know if he's in the middle, but he at least started his peak at least this year, probably last year. You know what I'm saying? But he's in the midst of his peak prime years. I think RJ has a while to go before he reaches that peak, in my opinion. Brunson, I don't even think is in his prime peak years yet.
One of the things about RJ that does scare me though is because coming coming out of the draft, um basketball IQ was talked about as like one of his ultimate strengths. You know what I mean? Like the yeah, yeah, like you said, he's not the fastest guy. He's not the most athletic. So it was really the basketball. So I guess there's a question of how much of his basketball IQ is currently carrying him along. No, knowing that that hasn't peaked yet, but you know what I mean. Like it's probably good for his age. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's fair. But then I think that's why I said it's hard to tell how far the gap is with RJ and his basketball IQ and his physical gifts, because I mean it's hard to project where they're gonna both meet at.
Right, where they're gonna meet. Nah, definitely, it is hard to project. I think, I still think that RJ is gonna get. I think his footwork will get better. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's not really part of his physical peak. That's more part of his IQ. And obviously just work. Craftiness. I think that'll get better. Will his jump shot ever get better? Mm, I don't know if that's ever gonna get better. You know what I mean? We'll see how much he continues to work on it. But the kid he's got some time to grow. I think. I still think he has time to grow. I'm just not a believer that you know, okay, just because you was in the league for 5 years, now you're supposed to be this guy. When
Mhm.
you had people that came out of college years ago at just a year younger than RJ is now, and we gave them the benefit of the doubt and gave them till 27, 28. You know what I'm saying?
You
And
know,
people saying because they were in the league, that's why we're giving them that. But you still, you know, they still had to soak up knowledge, and just like these players, you know, they're soaking up knowledge, and this is why you see players, jump from this team to that team Then all of a sudden, when they get to another team, they start playing well. They really start playing good at 26, 27 years old. And the old team is like, well, why couldn't they do that here? Well, because you drafted them at 19 years old when they was a baby.
Mhm.
Take some time, You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Gilbert Arenas says that the NBA measures talent not by your draft class but by your age bracket.
Mhm.
So they'll look at any potential draft or free agent or signing trade um by your age and what are your peers in that age group doing. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like what are their numbers looking at? So they won't look, you know what I mean? And that's one thing that I've always noticed about RJ and his stats when you look at his age and what he's doing, that
Mhm.
he's up there with like some of the all-time greats as far as the those numbers, the production numbers. You know what I mean? So I mean that's just a positive outlook to look at. Like what he's doing for his age is great. You know what I mean? A lot of people look at it from other aspects of draft class or whatever the case.
Yeah. I predicted this 2 years ago, Tony. I
It,
predicted it 2 years ago that pretty soon it was going to be RJ was going to be the guy that everybody wants gone and is mad at and all that stuff. I predicted it. I ain't even need a crystal ball. Ace said Bridges is a legitimate second option. This team is in desperate need of a legit number one option. Go get Donovan Mitchell.
I'll be honest, Sim. I feel like he's a better fit there than with us.
Mm,
I feel that way. I know Knicks fans don't kill me. I ain't mad if we get him.
mhm.
And I don't want to see him over there. You know what I mean? Like, but when I put my basketball hat on and look at like fits, one of the concerns I have about Donovan Mitchell here would not be the case there. You know what I mean? So I feel that guy. It's like that would be a hell of a pickup for that team, and I think it would change
How much?
dynamic.
How much would Heat come down on the Knicks if Donovan Mitchell ended up in Brooklyn? Or did people learn, from the whole Kyrie and KD thing?
I think there's gonna be heat automatically. I think Stephen A. Smith is gonna be the first person to, you know what I mean, he's gonna be the guy leading the you know what I mean, the pitchforks and the
Right.
and the fire.
No doubt
But
about that.
um but again, my challenge to anybody who would be upset would be the fit. You know what I mean? Like some people are gonna say you gotta get him here to keep him from there, and that I think is stupid. I don't even want to talk to those people. But I mean, what do you like? Taking your Knicks fandom aside, w- looking at the option of adding Donovan Mitchell, who do you think he fits with better?
Oh, without a doubt, he fits with Brooklyn better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have a huge duplication between him and Brunson. You know what I mean? A huge duplication. Um, would the Knicks do it? They probably would because he's an incredible talent. There's no doubt about that. You know what I mean? He can hit, he can hit big shots. You know, you'd be adding him to a team, where he'd be, you got Randall, you got Brunson, you'd have Mitchell. Um, you'd be adding him to, some really good basketball players, but he definitely fits better in Brooklyn. The fit
My
is
thing
much
is,
better in Brooklyn.
if he came here, we'd have to figure out two guys to protect defensively. If he goes there, his protection is already built in. You know what I mean? Like, because I would assume he would be playing like the one, or even if they had him at the two with a Ben Simmons. You know what I mean? Where now defensively he can guard the one.
Mhm.
So and Ben can guard whoever you need him to. So I just think, yeah, I think he's a way better fit. Like
He is. He's a
Yeah,
much
than
better
live
fit.
here.
You know what I
But
mean?
that's not saying I wouldn't want him or I'd be mad if we got him.
Right. It's just, the thing about him coming to the Knicks, to be honest with you, is, especially just looking at the team as it's constructed, you're not adding balance, right? I don't think you're adding enough balance. Mikal Bridges adds balance to that lineup. I'm not gonna lie, right? It adds a lot of balance to that lineup. That's why me personally, I would make the trade because I feel like it adds balance to that lineup. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, he adds a lot of balance to that lineup. A lot of balance, with his style of play, the defense his defense length, all of that. It adds a lot of balance.
We getting tomatoes. He said
Uh,
your guy Craig said we hating on Donovan
I'm
Mitchell.
not hating on Donovan Mitchell. If we didn't have Jalen Brunson, I'd say go get Donovan Mitchell.
And I said that when we got Jalen. But matter of fact, I was on record then. I don't know if I still stand on it, but I was on record then that I would have preferred us go get Donovan Mitchell than Brunson. But since we got Brunson, it makes no sense.
Yeah. And back then I was thinking, okay, they're gonna add both. It can work. You're gonna have these two dynamic guards. But as I'm looking at the team now, I'm like, it's gonna be the balance ain't there. That's all I'm saying. I
And I
like
just said I
Donovan Mitchell.
wouldn't care if we got him. I just know we got to figure things out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, like if Donovan Mitchell was 6'6",
changes everything.
changes everything, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That's all. I'm like, I like Donovan Mitchell. I ain't hating on him. I ain't hating on him. I'm just looking at the balance of this current New York Knicks team.
Sim, are the phone lines available just in case there's any
They're
Brooklyn Nets
available.
fans in the, you know what I
They're
mean, in the
available.
chat.
Yeah, 5-1. I don't even remember my own number. I'm saying, but yeah, the phone lines are available. I'll
Let me
make
see
sure
it. Let me
I'll
see
get it up there.
it. All right, bet.
Make sure 516-362-5212. 516-362-5212. Definitely available. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us what you're thinking. Oh, I put that one up there already.
Yeah,
Obviously, we know they're looking into trades. Fans, they're looking into trades. My man said Rev said this community is way too reactionary. Vaughn is a great coach. Relax, everyone. What do you think about Vaughn for the Nets?
I don't know. I don't know much about him to say he's a great coach or not. Looking at their record, I thought they would be better than they are. I know you say you would think they would be 500. I thought they would be better than they are. And last year, after the trade, the fact that they fell to 500, with the big cushion that they had, I thought they should have been better than they was. Um, but I'm sure I don't know. I can't say he's a great coach. I can't say and say he's
Yeah,
not. But it wouldn't be fair for me to be like, oh, he's trash either. But if I
right.
had to pick, I would lean probably more towards the trash part than the good, you know what I mean, great coach. You know what I mean,
Right.
if I had to pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know much about him either. You know what I mean? The Nets messed up a few years ago when they traded for KD and Kyrie and blew up what they were building. They messed up. They messed up big time. You know what I mean?
Sim, that could have been us, bro.
Could have been. Could have been. It
That's all
really
I was saying
could have
during them years. Like, yo, if what's going on there was going on here,
Oh my gosh.
media would have had a field day. Now,
Crazy.
granted, they had a field day, but it would have been different if it was in the Knicks organization.
Right. Would have been crazy because it would have been, it would have been, um, oh, the Knicks don't, they can't control They can't get, they have no order. You know what I'm saying? They can't keep their players together. All this while it would have been bugged out. You know what I mean? It would have been crazy. It would have been crazy. I'm so glad it didn't happen. You know what I mean? I'm glad. The crazy thing is back then, I was asking for Julius Randle and D'Angelo Russell.
Yep.
I was like, why we go get them? Let's go get Julius Randle and D'Angelo Russell. Well, we got Julius. We didn't get D'Angelo Russell, but now we got Brunson. So, it's working. It's working. I mean, Nets fans, they're not happy with Vaughn. A lot of them. Only good thing that's going to come, this is Mason. The only good thing that's going to come from this meltdown that isn't ending anytime soon is they'll can Vaughn.
Dang.
I don't know. They might.
I'm just laughing because he said it ain't gonna end anytime soon. Does that mean I wonder what's gonna happen first? They're gonna can Vaughn, and then it's gonna continue, or it's gonna not end soon, but when it ends, you know what I mean? By the time it ends, they can them.
That's probably what he's saying.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? That it's not going to end. It's going to be a while before it ends. And then, we got to get rid of this guy. Get him up out of there.
Man.
Yeah. Do you think, okay, we got a call. Let's get a call. I hope this is a Nets fan.
Nah, they probably want to yell at me about Donovan Mitchell.
Probably so. Caller, you live. Name me where you're from, please.
Hey, what's up, gentlemen? My name is Quentin Gilliam from Baltimore.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on, Quentin?
Chilling.
They call you Q?
Formerly of Q, yeah.
Okay,
formerly of Yonkers, New York. Holla, what up, YO? But
Okay.
I want to say a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this Donovan too small, this player too small, whatever." We got to do something. We got a bunch of mid-draft picks. We got to get somebody to bite on these joints, and we gotta bolster up this roster. We got a lot of players that I love. I love my squad, but we do need something. We do need that somebody to take another step. I thought that RJ, I thought that Grimes would be that, and quickly, I don't know. He wants $25 million, but sometimes he don't play like a $25 million player. I don't know if the Knicks want to give him that off the bench, but we need something. And I would like to tell the fans, Donovan Mitchell short, but he gets buckets.
He does. No doubt about it. He gets buckets. You don't think there's too much of a duplication between him and Brunson?
Well, yeah, but but we need the firepower. RJ ain't him. RJ ain't him. Grimes ain't him. And I just wish the Knicks would have saw that, last year. And what else is out there? Realistically, what else is out there? We waiting on this miracle, on this, shooting guard messiah, and it ain't there. He don't exist. Really, out there.
Can I ask this? If it, because
Sure.
I agree he gets buckets, and I think they can be dynamic together offensively. It's not just the size that I'm concerned of, because if he was I think it's the defense. Now, granted, that may be directly resulted because of his size, but I don't know if defensively we could put both of those guys out at the same time.
But wouldn't we be a better team with like some bucket getters? Like we're gonna sacrifice defense, but teams out. But what are all the options? You think this squad right here can do it? We second round out at best. Like at best, we get to the second round. That's not even guaranteed, really. The way Pace is playing. Pace was nothing last year. They're better this year. Who knows where we stand? We talk about 4th, 5th, 6th, but who knows really with this squad? And then they got little beasts or whatever like that. That we haven't had in a couple of years. Players actually beefing with each other, locker room, discrepancies. We need to change. And I love
beefing?
the squad.
Who's beefing?
No, Well, RJ's beef. RJ the other day was yelling out, cursing at Randall, saying pass the effing ball, all this other type stuff. You know what I mean? And you know, I forgot which paper it was or which columnist said something like, you know, trouble in paradise or something like that, like alluding to the fact that there's a rumor going on that players aren't exactly in sync in a locker room.
Yeah, that happens when you lose basketball games. Now we won 2 in a row. You'll probably read something totally different in the paper.
Yeah. But we need something, New York Knicks fans.
No, I definitely agree with you. You know what I'm saying? You know, at some point the front office is gonna have to beef up this roster. You know what I mean? And add some explosion to the roster, I guess. You know what I mean? We'll see what they do. Q, let me ask you, how long you been in Baltimore?
I've been in Baltimore the last 15 years.
I could tell because I could hear the way you say "do."
Yeah,
it rubbed off on you.
These mofos started to rub off with the old player.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Yeah. I was talking junk about it when I first got here, but I'm like, oh man, I'm one of them now.
Nah, I know, man. I lived there for about a year. And I mean, I'm outside of DC, so I'm always in Baltimore. You know what I mean?
Word.
Yeah. I appreciate the time, bro.
Shout out to y'all, you know what I mean, little show, you know, and Knicks fans, you know, let's not be like getting on no toxic stuff. Let's not get on no 2K trades type deal, but let's actually talk about what we can actually get.
No doubt.
Peace out to all the fans. Peace out to y'all. Peace.
No doubt. That wasn't that much smoke for me, so I appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be fire. You know, but,
yeah, no doubt.
I mean, I agree. He would help us. He would help us. I think we would need to solidify some defensive things, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now if it was Donovan and then adding an OG, you know what I mean? That looks a little bit different.
Right.
I'm just saying we're gonna have to clean up the defensive side as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you definitely if you bring in Donovan Mitchell for RJ, Dante's got to come out the lineup, no doubt, because you got to bring some size in there now, right? And you need a guy that's going to be, you need somebody taller than Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, 6'8" minimum, 6'8" minimum.
Grimes type that can defend and shoot the three, straight up 3 and D. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up 3 and D. That's what that player would have to be because I mean, you know, nobody else is touching the basketball besides Brunson, Donovan, and Randall. Ain't nobody else getting any shots in that lineup, or you're not getting many shots in that lineup. You know what I'm saying? Those 3 guys are shooting the basketball.
If they touch the ball, that means they're in between.
Yeah, you know exactly. Like, oh no, you're supposed to swing it to Brunson. You're not supposed to do nothing else, or you're supposed to hand it off to Donovan. Don't do nothing else. Or give it to Randall in the post. Oh, you took a shot? Were you allowed to take that shot? Did you get permission from one of those 3 guys? That's all I want to know. Yeah, that's what it'd be like. So you need 2 guys in there. You need a center that can definitely defend, block shots, grab rebounds, Mitchell Robinson type. Well, actually, you probably need someone that can spread the floor too.
Juju Caesar says Jonathan Isaac. How's he as a shooter? I mean, he definitely would bring the size that we would be lacking, and I know he is a defensive player.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, you know, the Nets. I don't know where the Nets fans at, but you know they want to trade Jock Vaughn. You know what I mean? You know, my man Nick said trade everyone except Cam Thomas for our picks back, and we get Cooper, Flag, and Boozer
in the draft.
In the draft. So, man, I mean, I don't know.
They want to tear it all down.
They trying to tear it down. Yeah,
what are your thoughts on Thomas? I think we contained him. He had a little burst, but he ain't. You know what I mean? He ain't do anything more than his average.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a great. But what are your thoughts on him in general? I know you were surprised to hear he
Yeah,
was,
he's a little,
averaging
he's a
4.
little herky jerky. I think he's got to get some control to his game a little bit. But I mean, he's a solid basketball player. He's
Yeah.
going to be good.
I get Trier vibes from him.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see
You know
that.
what I mean? I think we kind of didn't give Trier the reign to become you know what I mean? What Cam Thomas has become. But
Mm,
I get those same type of vibes, like, you know what I mean? About myself, about scoring, this is what I do. You know what I mean? Don't ask me to do nothing else, but I could do this and I could do it good.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right. Yeah. My man Romerick said, "How come you bench Cam Thomas, your best player, just for an argument with useless Nick Claxton? This coach is dumb. Nash was better."
That's a big statement right there. Nash
Yeah,
was better. And it might have been the second time I heard that in their chat.
yeah. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. You know what I mean?
That's like somebody saying Fizdale was better.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Better than who? Right. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you support the channel. The Cash App is $ nothing but Knicks. Or you can use PayPal, paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. You can see it right up there on your screen. It's also in the YouTube chat. And just put it into the chat, so I'm reminding you, the channel's been demonetized. Try to get it back next month. All right, but support the channel. Cash App, $ nothing but Knicks, or paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. Yeah, I don't know. What's up with Ben Simmons?
I don't know what the
Ben,
I don't
you
know what the injury is. And I put that up there for one specific person because he had put, Ben Simmons starts his revenge tour tonight at MSG. And I'm like, dude, I know it sound like MSG with all the Knicks fans at Barclay, but y'all at home tonight. You know what I
right.
mean? So
Oh, that was before the game. That was before the
yeah,
game.
that was before the game. I was checking the temperature out there.
Right. He didn't even know he didn't even know what was going on. Lost. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know what's up, He's another one, man. It's crazy how quickly Ben Simmons' his career fell.
Yeah,
It's wild.
yeah. And it sucks because I feel like I wouldn't do it as a Knicks fan or as the Knicks, but I feel like there's a lot of teams. If I was in a lot of different organizations, I might take the chance on them. But this recent, like, I don't know what the injury is,
Mhm.
but just the fact of I wouldn't care about him not shooting the ball. That wouldn't be the deterrent. You know what I mean? But these injuries over the last 2 years, you know what I mean, and whether they're legit or not, because now they're seeming to be more legit than I thought it was just a play to get all his money. But
Right.
now it seems like he's really becoming an injury prone player. So now you're not even available, and then when you are available, it seems like you may not even be mentally in the game.
Right. And this
Sucks.
man is still, I mean,
3 years.
he's still making Ben Simmons oh my gosh, he makes 37.8 this year and 40.3 next season. That's crazy. That's crazy. For a
if
guy who that's wild, man.
if you was the Nets and if you was the Golden State, would you swap him for for Draymond?
Hmm.
I think they would have to add salary. So let's say
Yeah,
Draymond
they would have to add salary, no doubt.
and whatever it costs in addition. I don't know if they could do it with just two people though, because you're talking what 15 million difference.
Let me see. Ben Simmons I mean, Ben Simmons is giving you 6 points and 11 rebounds this year. He is giving you 11 rebounds and 6.7 assists. He just can't score the basketball. So I mean, that does make sense. He's a better ball handler than Draymond. Um, Maybe even a better defender than Draymond.
And younger gives you more years of security.
Yeah. 37.8. Let's see what is I mean, I don't even know if Golden State would Golden State is so far over the luxury tax already. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Golden State's payroll is $211.8 million. So any trade that they that they make has to be dollar for dollar.
Yeah.
And Draymond is making 22.3 this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you talking $15 million more. So
Yeah.
they gotta send out 2 guys or 3 guys maybe.
Yeah. They have to shed salary to make it work.
Yeah.
Right. It gotta be dollar for dollar. Either like they can't take back less.
I think it's gotta be, I don't know. They definitely can't. I don't think they can take back less.
Yeah.
I think it's gotta be dollar for dollar though.
Exact dollar for dollar. Yeah, that might be the stipulation that
Gotta be
makes
dollar
it
for
hard.
dollar. Yeah. That makes it hard to do something like that.
But if the salaries match, would you do that for both teams?
Looking at the length of his contract, I don't know if I do it if I'm the Nets.
Mm-mm.
Because his contract goes all the way through 26, 27. I don't know if where Ben Simmons after next season, that $40.9 million comes off the book.
Folks, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you have more flexibility to do some things in the short term. Yeah. That's a tough one with Ben Simmons, man, because
But yeah, if the Warriors could have made it happen, I would look for them to try to do something like that. I think you don't have to ask him to give you the scoring and really tell him, hey, be a defender, you know what I mean? Be a rebounder, be an assist getter. And we'll take care of the rest. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's tough, man. I don't know.
Good thing it ain't our problem.
That's what I'm saying. Because his career just, obviously, he had some of the issues that he went through, but his career just,
Let me ask you this.
There was talk before the season that, if Ben Simmons comes back and is able to do boom, 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 he changes the Nets, but obviously he's not been able to do that.
Let me ask you this. If Sims comes back next year and averages triple double 20, 10, and 10 on the dot, right? Oh,
who?
Do you believe
Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons. Do you believe in him for the next contract, or do you think it was a contract year thing?
A contract year thing. I'm definitely not giving that man no big contract. Well, hell no.
Like, now all of a sudden you feel good.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even add he's shooting jumpers. I just said 20. You know what I mean? Like, let's say it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
and the crazy thing, I always thought he was going to end up in LA. I always thought he was going to be a Laker. Man, ain't nobody touching, I mean, no, I'm not going to say no one's touching him, but people are going to look at him for what he is. His next contract, they're going to look at when, they're going to pay him for who he is as a player right now. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Marcus, for the $10 Cash App. I definitely appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the support. You know what I mean? Yeah, no doubt about it. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it, my brother. Thank you for the support. I don't know. You can hit Cash App, ladies and gentlemen, $ nothing but Knicks or PayPal.me/nothing but Knicks. Yeah, tough time for Ben Simmons. The Nets are officially fighting for the last playing spot, says Sport. Yeah, they are. And they're probably going to be fighting for that spot for the remainder of the season.
Who's who's there with them?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. For 10th seed,
Atlanta's in the 10th seed right now.
and they under them.
They're under them. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yep. Atlanta's like a full game below them.
wow.
Yeah. Full game below 'em. My man Kevin said I could never understand anyone wanting to trade for Ben Simmons. Shout out to Uncle Fulio. Because you remember Josh was heavy. Like the Knicks should go get Ben Simmons. They should trade for Ben Simmons.
I ain't gonna lie. I won't even let him die on the hill by himself. I was a part of that discussion. I I,
Mm-hmm.
I, I was optimistic in the thinking.
Mm.
So I admit it. I was wrong. You know what I mean? That would have been a
Yeah,
bad mistake by us.
I ain't want him. I was like, if he was making $10 million, let's go get him. But he was making 30. I was like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm staying away from Ben. Staying away from him.
See, I admit when I was wrong. I admit my truths.
Mhm.
I don't hide from none of that.
Yeah. Josh, I think he admitted it too. You know what I'm saying? I think he admitted it too. I don't know. Someone in the chat said they still think that Ben is going to end up with the Lakers. I could see him still ending up with the Lakers.
I hope so. Internal
Right.
sabotage. I hope so.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We'll see. I don't know.
LeBron and the rejects.
Just any other thoughts, man? Just straight up thoughts about tonight's game. Anything.
Just always glad to, you know what I mean, beat the Nets. I really want the rivalry to become something. You know what I mean? Like I want us both to be good at the same time. It seems like it just doesn't happen.
Right.
But it's still always good to beat the Nets. I feel like a lot of Nets fans are reject Knick fans, guys that couldn't take the Knicks and bruises over the years, and
Mhm.
you know what I mean, decide to jump ship, and now they gotta kind of stand in it. You know, you know what I mean.
Right.
So it's always good to interact with them and figure out, you know, which ones have been through it for the longest, you know what I mean, and which ones are, you know, jumped over there with KD and Kyrie, and now they stuck there. You know what I mean? They in a panic room
Yeah.
or safe room. What's it called? When you trying to get out the room.
Yeah, trying to get out. Yeah, I know what you mean. Shout out to a fellow named Legion. He said, "Do the Knicks have any player making $30 million a year?" No,
Not yet.
nope, not yet. The Knicks won't have a guy that makes $30 million until Randall makes it in his last. Oh, maybe it's the year before his last season. But nah, they don't have anybody making $30 million. Randall will make $30 million next year. He'll make 30.3, and he'll be the highest paid. He's the only person on this roster right now that has a contract that'll reach 30 million. Randall will make 30.3. He makes 28.2 this year. He'll make 30.3 next year. And then he has his player option for 32.4. Brunson makes 26.3 this year, 24.9 next year, and then the player option the following year for 24.9.
That's why that Mikal contract. I mean, that Mikal move, like that joint fit in right there,
You know,
right in with that. Like you start looking at that and the percentage of the salary cap those numbers are. It's like, oh, we could probably still make two more moves. It have
yeah,
to be immediately, but
yeah. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Mitch is out for the rest of the year. The Knicks are looking for a disabled player exception for about 7.5, 7.6 million.
yeah.
You know, to see if they can go get a player. Knicks are nice saying go get Drummond. I think he's got to be an option. He's got to be an option. You know what I mean? You know, at least a thought. I wouldn't mind the Isaiah Stewart either. I'm just concerned about him being so small. I mean, not so small, but 6'8", and the Knicks already
Yeah.
small. You know what I mean?
Somebody said Mo Bamba. Um, Sean Williams. He's with the Boogie Cousins signing like me.
Didn't the Knicks have a player named Sean Williams?
Yes, 3-point shooter. He was.
Right? It was
Yeah,
kind of tough a little bit.
Yeah. He was in the. At that point, we had a couple of bigs. I think he was like 6'8", but we had a couple of bigs 6'8" and taller that would shoot the three. He was part of that crew. It might have been during Novocaine or right before the Novocaine.
Yeah. Yep. It was right before. Yeah, Sean
Yeah,
Williams.
they ended up bringing him back and all that though. He
Yeah.
had like 2 stints with the Knicks.
Yeah. He was a tough player.
Yeah, and he kind of came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like he was one of them underdog stories.
Right. Exactly.
Redemption stories.
Yeah. I remember Sean Williams. That's what's up. I mean, I ain't saying that this is Sean Williams, but just saying, I seen the name, so I was like, oh, I know that name.
Well, Sean Williams in the chat says Sean Williams was in Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
So unless he's talking about himself in third person,
right? Yeah. Or unless this guy's name really isn't Sean Williams, he just used Sean Williams. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know what the Knicks are gonna do. I'm sure they spent some time talking about it, over the past couple of days, and they'll be talking about it over the next couple of days to figure out what they're gonna do. They might, I mean, Taj is looking old out there, but he'll fill in admirably for a little while, and then the Knicks got to make a move though. They got to.
Taj came here to be Haslam. I mean, that's his name. Yeah, Udonis Haslam.
Right, Udonis.
He out here like I'm on the floor. Like, this is not what I signed up for. I was supposed to be the motivational speaker. You know what I mean? Get these big men motivated night in and night out.
What you mean I gotta play? What? Hold on. You mean I gotta play? I'm bugging over here. Yeah, Ty's looking old out there, but he'll have some good minutes for the Knicks. He'll have some good minutes, but he's looking old out there.
Hey, he hit a jumper today. You know what I mean? Yeah. You seen him focusing on that. This might be my only one.
He got 2 blocks today too.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
I respect him, man. I respect him. He's showing these guys about longevity. You know what I mean? What it takes to have in the back end of your career. Because I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of players like, hey, I made enough money. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not starting, if I'm not getting this amount of minutes, if I'm not averaging this, why am I doing this? And
yeah, no doubt about it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get up out of here. We appreciate you for joining us and whatnot. I'll definitely be on sometime tomorrow before I go to practice to talk. What do we do now with Mitchell Robinson? You know what I'm saying? Just have a discussion. It'll be a lot of what we just talked about, but I'm gonna try to throw some
names out there.
Some names out there. You know what I mean? See if there's some we can shoot some ideas out. See if we can pull somebody in. But any last thing before we get out of here, Tony?
Nah, man. Appreciate you, man. I'm glad we got another win. Glad we introduced the Nets to the Losers Lounge. I mean, losing is what got y'all here, but you know what I mean? We couldn't have done it without you.
I know there's some Nets fans listening in. They just ain't trying to say nothing. They're listening in. They're just not trying to. That's cool. That's all good. You know what I mean?
Right. Just hit the like button.
That's all good. If they would have won and we was doing the Losers Lounge, Knicks Losers Lounge, they would have said something. They'd have said something. Yeah, quiet money, no doubt. All-star voting, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Did you vote today? Matter of fact.
Do not forget.
Matter of fact.
Do not forget.
I think I gotta wait 3 more minutes, but I'm about to jump on that as well.
Yeah, all-star voting. Make sure you get your votes in. Vote for Randall. Vote for Brunson. You know what I'm
Vote
saying?
all Knicks. Vote all Knicks.
Yeah, vote your Knicks. Vote these guys in there.
I ain't
Vote.
going front. I voted for Embiid just because Mitchell Robinson got hurt, but other than that, it was all Knicks.
Yeah. Kevin said for sure there's some Nets fans listening. Yeah, no doubt about it. They're listening. They're scared to say anything. But make sure you get your votes in, folks. Get your votes in. All right, I'm gonna get up out of here. Tony, appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen. Even on the way out, you can support the Cash App, $ nothing but Knicks, or paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. I definitely appreciate you guys staying on with us. And yeah, we're gonna get up out of here, folks. I can get some rest. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I just want to tell DJ Shadow,
higher number or percentage, right?
When you go on the website, it tells you what days. Like one of them was the ninth, was the first day, I believe, but it tells you the days. It's last year I think it was like every Tuesday or whatever, but this year it's specific days. You just gotta.
We're gonna have to check that and make sure we let the people know.
Yeah, 3 times your vote or whatever.
Yeah, shout out to my man DJ Shuttle, man. Big shout out to you, my brother. I ain't had a chance to speak to him in a while. I need to get a chance to get on the horn with him and just chop it up, just to chop it up. But anyway, folks, be peaceful. Catch y'all tomorrow. We out of here. Peace.
Is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change quickly. Once we losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change quickly. Once we losing is what got us here.